Hi everyone. I'm videoing a better way, and I learned this technique, not really a technique, but I learned how to do this off of the Potomac Bead Company. The owner of that, who is Nathan Buckman, sent me a link to show me how they set up for videoing, and oh my god, it's so easy. So as you can see, I'm going to be able to do my videos the right way instead of upside down. So today I want to show you how to make this. I'm not finished this, actually. This is just a sample piece, but I did want to show, I like to do a little sample piece all the time to see how things are going to work out and what beads I need to take out and what beads I need to add. So this is the piece I came up with, and I'm going to call this the Scarlina bracelet. Why am I calling it Scarlina? Is because I love that name and I can't think of any other name. And sometimes I play this game with my son. It's actually an MMO, and my name on there is Scarlina. So it's just a made-up name, and I kind of think it has some pizzazz. What do you think? So I haven't been here for about a week and a half. I've been so drained with so much going on in my life here with moving, and my mind just running blank and trying to figure out, you know, so many things. If you bought a house, you would know what it's all about. So my son's buying a gorgeous house, and we're all moving in together. It's got like 2 stories, and it's got a completely finished basement where me and my husband are mainly going to be, and that's where my new bead room is going to be, and I can't wait to show you guys. So I'm going to be off air for a little while. I'm going to try my best to just focus my mind on making beading projects so I can upload them for the time that I'll be absent, and you guys can just play with the projects and have fun. So to get started with the Scarlina bracelet, of course, you know me, I'm making a size 8 bracelet. So I'm going to give you the measurement. I'm going to give you the amount that you're going to need for a size 8. You want it smaller one, you're going to have to adjust the size, the amount. That's all it is. Okay, and in this we're going to make these like little units here. So you're going to reduce the units the smaller the bracelet, or you're going to increase them if you need it a little bit bigger. So we're going to need 36 6mm pearls, and I'm just using these check fuchsia beads. I got them from Auntie's Beads, and they're fuchsia. They're absolutely, I love the sheen and the color of them. I'm also using these 4mm, and you only need 8 of these. And I'm using them in a really light pink color. It's really pretty. You're going to need some 11-0s. You're going to need 16 3mm Swarovski Bicones. And you're going to need 9 6mm Monties. And I'm using them in jet today because I think it looks absolutely stunning on this piece, the black ones. So the black and the pink really look good together. You're going to need a toggle of your choice and 2 wire protectors, and I've already put my toggle pieces on my wire protectors, so when it comes time to sew it, I don't have to waste time showing you how to do that. Just slip it on. I have some 15-0 standing by. I'm not sure if I'm going to need them. I didn't like the way the Monty went on showing threads in here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but there's threads showing on all 4 sides of where we put the Monty on. And I'm thinking one way to eliminate that would be to add a 15-0 in there on each side, just to kind of hide our threads. So we'll see how that goes. I'm using a size 10 beading needle and 6-pound smoke Fireline because I'm using dark colors. And I've got about 1.5 yards of this strung onto my needle already, so we can just automatically get started. So first things first, let me bring the camera up a wee bit so you can see every move I make here. All right. I am going to move these out of my work area because I just don't want to fling them everywhere when I pull my needle through, and we just don't want to mess. All right. To get started, you're going to pick up one 6mm 11-0, a 6mm, and you're going to pick up 4 of each, alternating one 11-0 and one, so I take them both off, 6mm. So you should have ended in an 11-0, like that, okay? All right, so bring those down all the way to the end, leaving yourself a short little tail, just enough to tie it. As you can see, I pulled mine too much. Okay. You just need a little tail to tie a regular overhand knot. Okay, and that's all I'm doing. It's just tying an overhand knot. So, try not to snag your bead, your 11-0, in that. Okay. And good. All right. Now, I'm just going to bring my needle through the 6mm and exit out of the 11-0, like that. Okay. And now we're going to sew our toggle on one end. So you're going to pick up 2 11-0s. Now I have wire protectors already on my toggles, so you're going to put your needle through your wire protector, through one hole, one side of it, like that, and into your toggle, and pull this. And then you're going to put your needle down the other side of your wire protector, like that. Okay, I hope this new way of filming is better for you guys. Pick up 2 more 11-0s, like that. Okay, and now you came out this way, you're going to go in this way, this tail. You're going to go in that way and just make a circle. Okay, and pull that nice and tight. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go through this, and you're of course going to reinforce all your work. Always, always, always reinforce. So I'm going to flip this over because I can't work from the left. And then I'm just going to go through everything again, like this. Down through the toggle on the other side. Make sure you catch your thread. And I'm going to go right through there. I don't piss around. Make sure your threads are caught inside of this. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but there's a little groove in here, and your threads need to be sitting in here, and this is what protects your threads from breaking. Okay, and we're going to go one more time, because I like to at least reinforce 3 times. You guys know me by now. And one in there. Okay, pulling it down, making sure it's snagged in my wire protector, and we're good. All right, now we're exiting out of this bead between our pearls. So now you want to come through the pearl, the 11-0, the pearl, the 11-0, okay, and exit opposite to where your toggle is. So you're going to be on this side. So you're just directly opposite. Okay, so you're going to pick up 2 11-0s, 1 4mm pearl, and 2 11-0s. So you have this on your needle. And you're going to make a circle, and you're going to go back through your 11-0 only. Like that. And you're going to sit it in there like this. Okay? And then you're going to go back up through your 2 11-0s. That beside where you're exiting, like that, and into your pearl. Now you're probably going to see a bit of threads, which is okay, no big deal. Now you're going to pick up 5 11-0s, like this. You're going to make a circle and go back through the pearl, like this. And then you're going to put your needle through the first 3 11/0s. Okay, like that. And then you're going to pick up a 6mm 11/0, 6mm, oopsies. Oh, for crying out loud. An 11/0, 6mm, and 11/0. So I totally missed a 6mm. And this is what you should have. So you should have 4 pearls and 3 11/0s. No 11/0s on each side, because the one in here that we're going to go through is going to act like our middle seed bead. So go back through the 11/0 like this, just making a circle and joining your squares or whatever units. And now you're going to go back through your pearl, your 11/0, your pearl, keeping your work pulled nice and tight like this. So this is what you should have. And you are going to see a little bit of thread on the sides of your pearl here, but that's not a big deal because we're going to cover that up. All right. Now you're going to exit into the 11/0. And we're going to just repeat what we did here. So 2 11/0s, a 4mm pearl, 2 11/0s, and, well, I got 3 there. And then you're just going to take your needle and go back through your 11/0. Like that. And pull. And then you're just going to work your way up to the top of your pearl. So back through the 2 11/0s and into your pearl. So you're exiting out of the pearl. Like that. Well, you want this to be pulled tight. Like really tight. So kind of always pull your thread in the direction that you're sewing or bead weaving. Now you're going to pick up 5 11/0s. And you're just going to make a circle and go back through the pearl like that. Okay. And then you're going to go back up through the first 3 11/0s. Like this. And then you're going to add another unit. So you're going to add a 6mm 11/0, 6mm, 11/0, 6mm, 11/0, and 6mm, like that. That's a funky shaped pearl. It's kind of like it's a barrel shape. I'm going to get rid of that pearl and get a new one. Pretty dry. So we'll just get a new pearl. Okay. Now, we've got all our beads on. We have no 11/0s on each side of these 6mm pearls. So don't put an 11/0 on each side, because this one here that we're coming out of it is acting like one that we use in the middle between our pearls. So just go through that and pull it nice and tight, and there's your unit. So for a size 8 bracelet, I need to make this 9 units long. Okay, so I'm going to make 9 of these units. So I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to just repeat this process exactly in here as you've done in here. I'm just going to go ahead and do this and come back, and I will show you what you have to do next. Now when you get to the other end, go ahead and sew your other end of your toggle on the exact same way you did we did this one. So you don't really need me to repeat myself and show you exactly what to do. Oh, again, after I just showed you here. So go back here. If you're lost and you don't know what I did here, go back. And I'll see you in a minute. Okay, guys. So I've gotten all 9 of my units done, and I've tried my bracelet on just to make sure it fits. And it's a teeny tiny bit too big, but if I take out one whole entire unit, it's going to be too small. So I just gonna make do with it. It's a wee tiny bit big. All right, so the next thing we're gonna sew on is our Monties. And as you can see, I'm coming out of the 11-0 where I've sewed my closure on. This is the other end of my closure sewed on. All I'm going to do is exit into the next purl. Okay, like that. So you're exiting this way. Now, this is where I was thinking of picking up a 15-0 to hide our threads. And I'm probably going to use some 15-0s in between the Swarovskis as well. Just because I hate thread showing that much. A little bit is okay, but a big hunk like that, no. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick up a 15 and an 11-0, and then you're going to pick up one of your Monties like that, and then you're going to pick up a 15, or sorry, 11-0 and a 15. So you're going to pick that up on your needle. All right, so you're coming out. Let me make sure I can show you this. We're going to work on a diagonal. So here is our kind of like our box shape. If that wants to sit straight, which it doesn't because I got to pull this a little tighter, so there. All right. So here is our box unit. Geez, butterfingers. I'm coming out here and I want to work out of this purl right diagonally across. But I want to go in the opposite direction, so I'm exiting the same way I'm exiting now. So if I go into the purl this way, I'll be exiting the same way I'm exiting right now, okay? So do that. And let's see if this 15-0 makes any difference whatsoever. And sit that on top. And it kind of does, yes. All right. Now, you're going to pick up a 15, 11-0, and you're going to go through the second hole of your Monty, like, oh, jeez, like this. So I'm in the second hole, like that, and pull, nice and tight. Okay, now pick up a 11-0 and a 15-0. So you exited on this side. This is where you started. So you want to exit the same way. So go through the purl the same way you started, like that, and pull good and tight. Now, when I put Monties on top of any kind of bracelet, uh-oh. Sounds like we have a... I'll be right back. We have a bird coming up here. Miku. Okay. No, it wasn't Miku. I had company come. Alright, so now you're going to go back in all these beads and you're going to reinforce it. So that's all I'm doing. Back into the purl and back in here. And it's always good to reinforce your Monties. Make sure you snag all the beads. And in here and into the purl. Now, when I use Monties, I like to take my fingers and push all these claws nice and flush against your Monty, the crystal, because you don't want to lose it and you don't want to snag it. So you want to make sure they're all pushed down, because you can see how some of them have gaps. Whoops, you can see how they have kind of like a gap. If you just take your fingernail and push it down, but it's easier to do it when it's on your work. And I don't recommend you using pliers, okay? Because you'll just crush your bead. Now, I just exited into the pearl. Now, because we went into this 11-0, we need to get into here. So you're going to go into that 11-0 the same way. Whoops. Like this. So I'm exiting out of that 11-0, and then I'm going to come up into these two 11-0s on the side here, just before the 4mm pearl. Like that. And then I'm going to pick up a 15-0, a 3mm crystal, and a 15-0 on my needle. And we're going to go right across these next 3 beads. Like that. So I'm going through the 3 11-0s. And then you're just going to place your crystal in there. And then you're going to exit out of the pearl, right beside where you're coming out there, and keep your work pulled nice and tight. And I could see this one here is not pushed down enough. There we go. Now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to pick up a 15, an 11, a Monty, an 11, and a 15. Alright, you're exiting this way on your pearl. Whoa. You're exiting here, so you want to go across on a diagonal and go into the pearl, so you're exiting the same way. Okay? And sit your Monty on top. Like that. Now you're going to pick up a 15 and 11-0, and you're going to go right into the second hole of the Monty. Give it a good tight pull, and then pick up an 11-0 and a 15-0. Like that. And then you're going to go back through your pearl where you originally started, like that. Okay? And then you're just going to go ahead and reinforce your Monty. So go right through it, the same thread path you just did. So I'm just going through all these beads again that I put on, and including the Monty. Trying to catch the 11-0 on that end. In here. I'm in the 15-0 there, and through the pearl. Oopsies. And give it a good tight pull. Now you're going to go through the 11-0 and through the next pearl, and probably, if you want, go through all 3 of those beads that were going to be beside your pearl. Like that. Don't worry, we're going to go along and do the other side as we go. But this is exactly what you've got. Again, it's easier to push down your, you can see there's a huge gap right here. I don't want to lose my crystal, so I'm just going to push these down with my fingernail. Push them down. And push that one down. Yep. Or you could use a pair of pliers, but you need to be extremely careful that you don't push hard enough that you crush your bead, your crystal. Alright, so we're exiting here. Pick up a 15, a 3mm crystal, and a 15, and you're going to go into the next 3 beads. So you can do it in one pass, that's great. If not, you might not. Yeah, I can't do it in one pass, it's not letting me. because the bead is kind of sideways. So I want to get into that middle bead there. Like that. Okay, and then you're going to exit into the pearl, and you're just going to repeat this all the way down, adding your Monties, putting your Monties on your bracelet all the way down, and you're going to put your 3mm crystals in between, all on this side. All right, and we are going to do a cute little picot. After we've done, we're going to do a little embellishment on the edge. Not going to overwhelm this bracelet. Don't want to make it super busy. You want to make it elegant and dainty like this, because this is really, really gorgeous. I really like that, and I love Monties. And I did buy these from Fire Mountain Gems. I think it's the place I got them. So, all right, I'm going to go off camera, and I'm going to finish this one side, adding all my Monties in here. And don't forget to add your 4mm all the way along on one side. And make sure your bracelet's laying flat and straight, and you're putting them on the right way, and you're not twisting it around. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay, so I have put all of my Monties on, and as you can see, they are all on, and so are my crystals in between. Now we need to go and do this side, but first off, what you're going to do is you're exiting out of your pearl now, okay? When you have finished your last Monty and reinforced it, you should be exiting out of that same pearl you started in. And then you're going to go and pick up 3 11/0s, like this, on your needle. You're going to skip the middle 11/0, and you're just going to go directly into the pearl, like that. And as you can see, I had to add thread, and I tied off all my ends and sealed them up. Okay, so you're just going to sit your little 3 11/0s on top like that. Now you're just going to go right across and into the 11/0 here, like this. Well, it's kind of getting stuck by the pearl, and it is getting a little tight. All right, so we're going through there. Now you're going to do the same thing on this side. You're going to go through the pearl. Oops, the 15 O's in my way. All right, go through the pearl. And now you're going to pick up 3 11/0s on your needle. Skip them, beads there, and just go straight into the pearl. And then right across into the next 3 beads on a diagonal. Like this. See? So I just went straight across into the pearl and into those 3 beads. And then we're just going to sit those. And there's your kind of like picots. Well, sort of like picots. Okay. Now you're going to pick up a 15/0, a 3mm crystal, and a 15/0. And you're going to go directly over this way on a diagonal. If you can, I can't. So it may not allow you to do that. Go into the 11/0, just the 11/0 here at the base. Oopsies. All right, and then exit into the pearl, like that. Okay, so you have one completed section. So this part's complete, and this part's complete. Now you're going to pick up 3 11/0s. You're going to skip over this stone, the 11/0, and go directly into the pearl. And if you can get into these seed beads on a diagonal, that's great. If you can't, you may have to make a couple of passes. But I tried to avoid it. That's why my needle gets all bent up. All right. Now, oopsies, we need to go this way first. Sorry. So back out of these two. Forgot. We've got to put our picot in on that side. We're just going to go around in a circle. So you went through this middle bead here, and now you're going to exit out of that pearl there. And then you're just going to go all the way around. Add 3 11-ohs. Oh, I keep picking up 4. 3 11-ohs. Skip over the 11-oh there and go directly into this pearl again. But not into all those beads. Just the first seed bead. The first 11-oh. Like that. Okay, now you're going to continue back through the pearl, like that, through your 3 11-ohs here, and back through the pearl, and now we'll catch all 3 seed beads, maybe. It is getting pretty tight after making all those passes in the middle bead. This one here is getting pretty snug, and I don't want to break any beads. So I'm just going to pull one at a time. And then now you're ready to, you're in position to add your crystal. So 15-oh, 3mm, and 15-oh. Go down in here into all 3 beads and pull. Exit into your pearl. Pick up 3 11-ohs. So I'm going to show you one more time, and then I'm going to go off camera and finish it. Push your 11-oh out of, or your 15-oh out of the way, back up in there where it belongs. Okay, and I'm going to try and just go into the 11-oh because we're going to go back on this side. So go through the pearl and 11-oh. My needle's really bent. And then through this pearl. Whoopsies, something snagged. There we go. Carefully, and pick up 3 11-ohs. Skip over your 11-oh here and go directly into the pearl. And if you can get into that 11-oh, the very first one without snagging all the rest, great. And into the pearl. So now we've sat those there. Okay, and then I'm going to go through these 3 11-ohs, through the pearl, and now through all 3 of these. And this really gives your bracelet a nice reinforced job. Is that not gorgeous or what? It's really, really pretty. Let me just bring this up a wee bit. Whoops. So you can see the detail of that. Is that not pretty? It's pretty gorgeous. Okay, so we are exiting out of these 3 beads here. So you're going to pick up a 15, a 3mm crystal, a 15. You're going to jump across and go through. Why do I have so many beads there? Should be only 2 in there. And I have 3. Alright. So what I'm going to do is break a bead off. I'm going to put my needle in there, grab my pliers, take the tip of this bead and break it. Because that's throwing my pattern off. Now, there we go. Now go across into these 3 beads here. Like that. And sit that on there. Then go into your pearl. I kind of figured that snagged. Like that. Pick up 3 11-ohs. Alright. Skip this bead here in the middle and just go into your pearl. And if you can catch the seed bead on the outside, that's between the pearls. No other beads, just those seed beads. And that's great. Okay. Now you want to exit out of the pearl. Pick up 3 11-ohs. Okay, skip over this seed bead here and go right directly into the pearl and into the 11-oh. Okay. I have to keep turning my work because it's a lot easier to work with. And then you're just going to go back through your pearl and your 11-ohs and your pearl, and you're going to get ready to, I'm going to go through these 3 beads if I can. Yep, like that. And pull. And that's all there is to doing this. Okay? So I'm going to go finish this off camera, and I will be back when I am all finished. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay guys, look at this. I absolutely love this bracelet. I think it turned out really, really sweet. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'm going to go and upload this, and I'll see you soon on the next video. Bye everyone.